let me ask you this, because you took me in a world in which you show me what Lucho is. But I wanted to ask you. You said you started with the DJ, then later on become a promoter, and then now a festival runner. Now you're a festival runner, and then now you're a record label owner, correct?
Correct.
So you got these four options. Which are these four options would you actually prefer to stick to for the rest of your life, or prefer to like put more emphasis on it?
So it's a good question, man, because obviously, the way I develop a lot of these things, it's been trying to especially now, just time management, Obviously, my early ages is like every young kid, reckless, like party, do multiple things, multitasking, whatever, Now it's a different thing, it's a different animal, The festival game is amazing. However, I really don't have much hands in it, because that's mostly like run by other people now. So to be honest, my involvement is very minimal,
Really?
Like it's just, that's why I've delegated a lot of my things to, for example, when it comes to the festival, the person that is basically leading that program is Pepe.
Right. He's the main.
So that for me, it have zero involvement when it comes to absolute everything. He just tell me what's going to happen. I'm like, all right, great, amazing, because he's the best at it, like he is the in my role, he's the gangster when it comes to doing all those things, Right. So I don't mess with that. Any decision that he does, I know it's going to be great for us, so do it. And when it comes to in the other aspect, I started DJing. Music is my passion. Obviously, making music is my ultimate passion, and obviously this entire time that I got off, I dedicated nothing but to make music. Nothing but to make music. So that's when, I'm going to launch a record label. I'm loving it. Obviously it's still in the early stages. It's only about 4 or 5 months old. We got 10 releases done. If you ask me which one I like out of those things, it's so hard to pick, man, because I love what I do.
Right.
However, I love playing, I love making music, and I love DJing, and I love, traveling, and it's just, it's a difficult. I love it all, but if I have to obviously pick one, obviously the main reason that I got into it has to be DJing, like making music and DJing. It has always been. This is the reason why everything happened.
Because you started DJing.
It's the reason why everything happened. It's the reason why I was fortunate enough to build a company that could produce shows. Fortunate enough to be able to build a record label. Fortunate enough to build a festival. It's because of DJing. It's because of the music. So if you have to ask me, I would love to do, playing DJ as my main thing, And obviously, it's not my main thing because obviously the business is what sustains me. But
right.
If you ask me, that has to be the answer.
Okay, I respect that, man. I grew up with DJing, man. To be honest, so DJing as well is what got me to where I am right now. I started DJing when I was 15. I was still in high school. Obviously, I never got as far as you did, actually, but I did manage to get far enough that I'm proud to say, hey, man, look at all my successes. I DJ a bunch of great events in Puerto Rico. I DJ on a festival, sold out festivals in Puerto Rico. I went here to the States. I learned to be part of the committee and Apex. I DJ with you guys, with others. That got me fulfilled more than anything. The only downside that I ever got to, well, I can't say it's a downside, but I looked at it as I'm right now. I look at it as a gatekeeping to myself, which was making music production, because I had zero knowledge of making music. I know the basics, and that's it. I don't fuck with that much more. But I was putting so much pressure onto myself, putting so much emphasis at it, because it's the only way I can break out, because I want to DJ. That's my thing. That's the only time I feel like I'm alive, when I'm DJing. No other time. Doesn't matter if I release. I could be releasing songs with Nitty Gritty or Mode Step, or release on Disciple or Never Say Die, or any of those guys that I worked with in the past. That still doesn't fulfill me as much as I used to DJ back in those festivals or in those shows, because that's where I feel like I belong here, but I gotta give the props to it because it's because of me DJing. I was able to find being these certain schools that I went to. I went to get to audio engineering, in which I managed to learn the ins and outs of a festival, the clubs, and all that, and learn how to make mic processing and studio wise, and set up a whole full setup with LEDs. And what I learned to become a technician for LEDs for visuals as well. I became a recording engineer for you with your Ali and Fila show. And that all started with the whole DJ aspect. And yeah, if I had if I would have had the option, I would have continued to DJ, man. But as I got older, I started seeing more a bigger picture in my mind. I started to see like there's more to it, you know? Like I can
Yeah,
do
man.
so much more. And at the same time, I can probably do this, but this is where it landed me. I'm doing the podcast.
Yeah, brother. I mean, and I appreciate I was able to, to fulfill a lot of those things for you as well.
No, of course, thank
It
you.
makes me happy to see that a lot of people, had some good memories within our business and back then. And as you said it yourself, as you get older, you start seeing things differently. Now I don't battle myself no more. Before it was so much rush. It was
Yeah,
such a rush to get things
yeah,
done. It was like a time
yeah.
bomb all the time. Now, brother, man, like life has done me right and done me wrong so many times that you gotta look at things in a different perspective.
Yeah.
I try not to pick any battles. I try not to get into any arguments with anybody no more. Like, like the whole promotions and all that stuff. I don't even handle none of that anymore. I don't handle, team of meetings that we used to do at FIU. We used
Right.
to do it downtown Miami.
Yeah.
I try to do them very minimal,
Hmm.
but when I do them, I just come in as I just speak my mind and what we can do,
Hmm.
and obviously somebody else delegate the work. When it comes to like handling them the day to day. I don't do that because a lot of those situations have gotten me into people not liking me,
Hmm.
you know, and people talking crap about me because
Hmm.
oh yo he's a digger. Like it just the thing is it is what it is. Like you either do it or you don't do it.
Right.
But so I rather depend on myself than depend on people, and that's everybody's thing. You have to dictate your own path. You can't rely on people, and it's not trying. I'm not saying it like in a bad way, but it's just it's just a way for you to be at peace and not and not have those struggles, of doing so much but not doing nothing at the same time.
Right.
So nowadays, like you said it yourself, as you get older, you start seeing life in a different perspective. You're not the same kid as before. You learn from your mistakes. And yeah, man. I mean, I don't take nothing. I'm not rushed. There's no race for me anymore. I just take it day by day. Like music wise, it's just I've never been so happy with what I'm making now. Obviously, you never stop learning. Obviously, no matter you release a great track and it was supported by great DJs, like legends. You never stop learning because like obviously, for me, I criticize myself more than anybody else. So obviously, I want to push myself, but I don't suffer from that challenge of like I have to do it. If not, I'm gonna like no, let it be, man. There's been situations that you sit down and you want to make music and like fuck, man, nothing's flowing. You know what? Turn it up, out. I need a couple of days off. Let me go DJ for a little bit. Let me go over here. Let me listen to some hip hop, some reggaeton. I don't know,
Yeah.
something. Like just unfocus so much of the electronic, rhythm that I have, man. So now, as you said it yourself, as you get older, man, life changes for you. And in my situation, bro, I don't battle that anymore. It's just my day to day. I have a really set schedule now that I go by it, and I try to stick by it in order to get things done. Because you need to create a system within yourself in order to accomplish a lot of things. You need to put in hours into each project of yours when it comes to your body, your business, your house, your family, because it needs to have each thing in its time.
I agree, man. I couldn't have said it any better than you, man. And all those stuff is the stuff that I've been going through, man. As I grew up, man, and Yeah, and now I'm like, I'm not even stressing at all. When it comes to me making a song, once in a while, I open a session and I'm just like, I feel like I'm done, man. Like, I'll take a look at it sometime. This, this is the only thing that's making me happy, man. It's giving me lots of joy, and I'm pushing this much more than I've ever pushed on anything else. You know, even more than I was a DJ, and if I'm still learning. I still continue to learn. I never stop learning how to do this or how to do other stuff. Man, you can always ask me anything audio related, and we'll always try to give you an answer to the whys and how to fix it. You know, and it's very hard for you to accept those terms and say like, you know, this is what I am. This is what I do. A lot of people that we know do not accept those terms. They want to deny it. And my question, my topic that I'm gonna go through is that, you know, what do you believe when DJs slash promoters calling themselves they are artists?
It's a difficult question, but I mean, I could just speak on myself.
Mm-hmm.
DJ promoters calling themselves artists. I mean, you're not an artist until you.
Here's my definition: you're not an artist until you actually make music.
Yeah, but and then again, you know,
but then it becomes a broader definition.
There's also the art of DJing, though. You know, so it's a tricky question, you know, because you know, like not anybody could DJ. Not
right.
anybody. There's one thing DJing, and like you know, because there's a lot of DJs you put them in front of some turntables, they're gonna be like, what is that? You know,
yeah.
You know, or you put a DJ in front of a crowd, you know, and they don't know what the hell they're doing, you know. And it could be a DJ that makes music, it could be a DJ that doesn't make any music, you know. So there's a lot of people that, you know, it doesn't affect me much. It doesn't. If you're an artist, you know, you're a DJ. I mean, you're getting booked to play at a festival, and you're a DJ. You're an artist. You know, if you make music or you don't make music, if you're getting booked to play at the club, you walk in. Hey, I'm the DJ. You know, he's the artist. He's the guy that got booked. You know, the guy that's getting paid for perform. You know, so I feel like it qualifies in that thing, you know, but as a DJ producer or like an artist or like a producer, obviously they're going to look at things different, you know. And then again, that's when we enter the world of like, you know, of jealousy, why this, why that,
right.
You know, like it just, you know, oh, he's getting booked, but he doesn't even make music. What the fuck, you know, blah 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 blah.
Boy, do I hear that a lot.
He sucks, you know, like, and it's just that's us humans,
mm-hmm.
you know, being humans, you know. So for me, if you're a DJ, you're getting booked to play at clubs and festivals. Even if you make music, you don't make music, or you're a promoter, you're a DJ, whatever, you know. And if you're getting booked to perform, you're an artist for it. And I mean, it's just the way it is, you know. Like, regardless if you make music or not, it doesn't faze me, to be honest. That's just my response to that, you know.
Okay.
There's not a specific category for that. It just like it is, but it is, you know.
Okay. Maybe I was trying to get to, you know, when we see people that they call themselves artists, but what have you actually done to make you as an artist? What is it that I have to treat you as an artist? Like, what did you do the work? Did you do this? Like, I don't know. I was just getting into it because, you know, there's a lot of people that we both know that, you know, they call themselves the artists, but they don't do anything other than just DJ or even try to DJ. Because sometimes some of these DJs, they never touch a CDJ in their lives, and, you know, they train wreck like a motherfucker. And
oh, it happens, brother. I mean, I just, you know, again, you know, it's just a bad moment for them, mm-hmm. And they're gonna learn the hard way, you know. And again, you know, we can go back and forth with, you know, a specific definition to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like, you know, it's just for them to realize, not for us to judge.
Okay. So now we covered that part. Now I actually want to talk about up and comers coming to you. How do they approach you? How is the process nowadays? Because I know when I was an up and comer, I went to you, I told you my resume, and I say, what is it that I got to do? And you told me just sell tickets, street promo for hours and hours, and, you know, post on social media as much as you can, and we'll give you a shot and whatnot.
Yeah, so technically, back then it was more promo driven.
Hmm.
Since we're dealing on masses on those type of things. So regardless of now it depends. Like I said, now it's a different world now for me.
Okay.
I definitely I'm more, and definitely it's been many years since this left that formula, because for me it's a fucked up formula for an artist, for a DJ. Social media is a key thing. You
Right.
need to have some sort of a fan base. You need to have a look. You need to have
A viewership,
a concept. You need to have something that it's attractive. It's just not some kid like, hey, I make great music, I want to play. Like, who are you? Number one. Like, well, let me see your social media. Let me see your music. Let me hear your DJ sets. Let me hear. I always like my things of what I do nowadays is, when everybody approaches me, I'm very selective when it comes to, my area, because obviously as a talent buyer, I book everything from dubstep, trance, techno, melodic techno, progressive house, tech house, whatever, I book everything when it comes to, my business. But when it comes to, like my personal stuff, as far as what I love, what my passion when it comes to trance, progressive, and melodic techno, that feel, I take it personal to a level of like, I want to see your work myself, I want to sit down, I would take a listen, if you want to play, if you want a shot, send me 2 sets, not 1, 2. Give me an opening set, like you open it for the headliner, let's say, you want to
open for Ferry Corsten.
Let's say you're going to open for Ferry Corsten or Paul Van Dyke, any of these guys. I need you to give me a set for that. And also give me a set like you're going to open up for
Armin.
Yodo. No, look, keep it like Yodo. Like, I give it different scenarios, different artists.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Give me a set like you open up for Yodo, or like Grum, or like something more deep melodic, and give me something that before you're going to. So I could see, where you're at. And sometimes I even tell them, give me a third set that you play main hours. You're the headliner. So I take a peek, like if I scroll up to the mix, I look at transitions, like if everything, flows perfectly, harmonically, when it comes to, all these sets. And I judge from there, all right, cool. You got the juice. Now let me see your social media. Let me see your work. Let me see how do you interact with your people. Let me see what you do, And then based on that, this is what I do for my stuff.
Yeah.
When it comes to, more house, more like I send it to my other partners, so they can actually make the call, since they handle more groups of DJs than I do. I try for, like, my crew of DJs is very limited. It's probably like around 6 at most. And I try to like keep it, I work with them a lot, actually a couple of my guys, they release on my label, and they're phenomenal. These guys are amazing. And, the new upcoming guys, when it comes to my taste of stuff, I like to, see all their work, not just, and this promotional side is secondary for me now, because, it's more me. It's more of my passion. Back then it was more for the masses, more for like I had no fucking knowledge of dubstep or any of this. I just knew how to fucking pack a venue, pack a festival, all that stuff. But when you ask me like like upcoming DJ, I play trap, I play this, I have zero knowledge. I don't even know whose song is that, or who plays it, or I don't know nothing about that world, So back then it was a little bit different with these guidelines. Now it's absolutely music production / DJ driven when it comes to my field, my side of my court, So that is what I look into when it comes to all the up and comers, and I work with some phenomenal guys that I'm just blessed, and I even tell them, bro, I love your music more than I love my shit, I fucking love your shit, and these guys play a lot, they have good gigs, they have good releases, all the music getting played by a lot of big time DJs, and I'm excited for them, because a lot of these guys, I met them doing absolute nothing, and it makes me feel proud to see that. It makes me proud to see like, hey, thanks to you, you give me the first chance ever, and now this guy's is releasing music on fucking Ali and Fila's label,
Holy fuck! Congratulations on that one.
The music are getting played, with by Solarstone, Grum, and So it's a good feeling to see a lot of the work, even though it was a little bit of, an opportunity for all these up and coming, So my view now when it comes to that is just music, what you got cooking, how you can play, and a little by little, I put them in some shows. If it does well, boom, go take off. You can start getting more booked more often. So that is just my way of doing things now.
That's actually pretty good, man. Because yeah, back then it was kind of very you had to hustle to get
Yeah, and
to.
you still gotta hustle always. You always gotta hustle but it's a different hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Like I explained before, back then it was more driven towards the masses, and it was more like not musically driven for whoever we're recruiting. Now, and there was obviously what led me into a lot of bad situations and be end up on people's mouth because me not doing the due diligence on knowing the music, that specific situation. So I learned from those mistakes, and obviously that's why, like I said earlier, like I don't deal with a lot of stuff now when it comes to those things because I want to be at peace. I want to be able to focus on what
Yeah.
gives me the energy for me to continue doing what I do. That's why there's jobs that I've created to other people, like, hey, you guys got to do that, like, handle this is the way you should be doing it now. So at the end, we're not on people's mouth, and we're providing a really good show musically because people are here for the music at the end of the day.
I agree, man, and that's very awesome to hear that that you're actually opening a lot of doors for people who are talented and giving them
Yeah.
a leg up to go bigger and better.
Yeah, brother. There's so much talent, brother. I just wake up every day. I'm like daydreaming, like, oh my God, these guys are killing it. These guys are like beautiful. Their music are so amazing. So it's just a everyday battle, like, damn, I'm so happy for like what's coming out, So it's good times.
I honestly did not know that you like. I knew you were never into that bass music scene at all, but I didn't know that like you had no control of not knowing who's who and who's popular only by word of mouth.
Yeah, it was always obviously my business partner is they
Pepe.
call him the bass god, Pepe.
Yeah.
He knows his shit, and obviously I did my due diligence when it comes to like the big acts and stuff.
Mm.
But back then when we were doing shows at the beginning stage, we could have booked whoever the fuck we were gonna book. We were gonna slam regardless. Like back then when EDM was the thing.
Yeah.
Obviously you could put fucking Pepe with a fucking mask and be, oh my God, Pepe with a mask, fucking well sold out. So it was different. So now it's very times have changed. People know the shit, bro. They know the music, and they support music, and they know what they're listening to. They know what they're expecting to hear that artist and their stuff. So times have changed when it comes to doing shows because you have to book talented DJ/producers that are going to come in and they're going to give you the proper show.
That's good, man. That's very good, man. I want to talk about more about your record label. Like, how did it come through to that? Like, what actually made you say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna open my own record label. I'm gonna have some of these guys are talented. I'm gonna put them out."
So the story, it was always a dream. I
Mm.
always had this in mind, and I still have more dreams with building my own agency. That's probably my next move.
Oof.
That's something that I dream about. Be able to have my guys being represented with the best possible individuals, and that's something that I always dream. I mean, if I have to look at a role model, obviously, I'm pretty everybody's role model in the industry is Armin van Buren. This guy is a humongous entrepreneur, not only the biggest DJ in the world when it comes to, everything that he has accomplished, but this guy is an insane entrepreneur. He has
Yeah.
the biggest record label that owns a gazillion sub labels,
Yeah.
has a massive agency, David Lewis Agency, which is, the Lewis Production, which handles his bookings, handles a shitload of the bookings from all the big artists, and has the biggest radio show, which is something that, I put a little pause on it, But again, like admiring, looking at a lot of like, look, it's very doable for everybody. Not obviously, and I don't want to say not like Armin's level, but you can always dream, right? So my thing is, it started because, obviously sending music to a gazillions of, record labels and always getting denied and this and that. Obviously, you know what, bro, fuck this, like I'm gonna open my own record label, where, if my music gets denied, you know what? I get to release it,
Hmm.
anyway, because if I like my music, I would like to release it, even if it's my own label, So obviously, I was going for a specific direction with my music, and it happened that I run into, a lot of talented individuals, and you know what? I'm gonna start signing music. I'm gonna start doing this thing, not only mine, but I'm gonna start signing other guys, and I want to take this, I want to take advantage of all the relationships that I have, and I want to invite guys to come over to my label and like, do a track or two, or do a remix. So it was always a passion. It was always a dream of me to own my own record label, and now it's just in the early stages right now that it just started, and very, very, very pleased that it's gotten a lot of support from a lot of huge legends, and like, it's just awesome. It's great, to see your label being played out, being listed
Yeah.
on Beatport, being, on 1001tracklist.com. You see your releases there, your music. It's a good feeling, when they announce it, when the DJ, hey, this is a brand new record from Luccio coming out on Vertex Recordings, blah 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 blah. He's from Miami, this, and it's a good feeling, So um, that was a dream that I always had, and I mean, super stoked with a lot of stuff that I got coming up for 2021. So yeah, I mean,
Love that story, man. I want to actually go, I want to dissect more into your label. So what, so just, all right. So I woke up, I'm going to do my record label. Fuck it. Nobody's going to release my songs on those labels. I'm going to release them, Okay. What do I do now? What are the next steps?
so what is the next step? Obviously, that idea, happened. You know what? I make music. We make music for a while, but now I actually I'm hitting the craft that I want to hit. I'm hitting, I'm nailing the sound that I want to play. That what identifies me, that I've been playing for many years. But obviously, this is what I want now. This is the music that it's going to be out. Obviously, contact the distributor. Submitted my record label, my information, who my references, who are the guys that are going to be likely be playing my music, who are the guys that, like I have to give like a huge background on all that stuff, all this questions that they asked me.
Okay.
And then I got denied from a couple distributors because obviously, it's not easy sometimes, because, obviously, they're expecting, like who's going to be releasing on your shit, like, oh, well, Armin van Buren, Paul Van Dyke, sign right away, like, no.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's myself and this guy. Like, who the fuck are those guys? Like, obviously, it'd be like it was a process. But once it got accepted, like, very exciting news. I sent all the information, and yeah, I mean, it happened, and I receive demos every week. Go through them. There's a lot of cool stuff, but obviously, sometimes I gotta send them my request immediately. I want to sign this right away because those demos are being sent to everybody. I'm not the only one. So I have very unfortunate records that I had to, see go because we weren't quick enough to get in conversation. So now I'm being very, very proactive when it comes to all these emails that they arrive. I just immediately, I spend hours, with one of my guys that he's also he's like my right hand man. We go over
Label
records.
manager.
He is I wanna put him as like my label partner, because this guy he's great, he does a shitload for the record label. And so we go over music left and right, from all the promos, And yeah, we haven't gotten lucky to pick some of most of the, like, all the record labels that we've gotten. It's been like people that we know, or like friends of friends that know, that it's been direct contact with myself. Now it hasn't been more like, this shit landed on the email, loved it. No, it hasn't. We haven't gotten lucky like that yet. But there's some great ones that we received that with the moment that I send the proposal to sign it, they already signed somewhere else. So we just got to get better at that. We need more luck with that.
So I'll take it that it's only you and that partner of yours. You don't have an actual team, like a small team at least, that one is the label manager, one is the AR, one is does this, and that's where you guys like, all right, this song is good, let's release it, let's sign in, all that. You don't have any got
Yeah,
to
no,
that yet.
everything has been done. It's me
Mhm.
basically do everything. Obviously, I'm gonna be developing those positions down the road, especially once after this COVID situation ends,
Mhm.
because obviously I need to be able to like start turning the money making machine
Yeah.
going, with all the company acts, like the events and all the extra stuff with the gigs, so I could be able to sustain more staff. Right now he's the only staff that I have. He
Mm.
is like MacGyver, the Swiss knife
Yeah,
that
yeah,
happens every single time. He
yeah.
does
The
everything.
one man army.
The one, yeah. So so me and him, we tackle everything together. So so right now it's just me and him. Which is actually he's also on the record label. He's also in a DJ producer duo. Phenomenal young kids. They're both 20 years old, 2021. They are amazing. So I'm very happy he's working with me, and hopefully well, hopefully no. I know he has. I play his latest track is it's a banger. So I've been playing. I'm going to be playing it next week at a big show that I have. It's with Insomniac, Dream State. So I'm going to be debuting that. I'm going to be debuting a lot of mostly the label stuff. It's going to be playing during my set. So I'm excited for that.
Man, congratulations on that one, man.
Thank you.
I
Man.
know,
I appreciate it.
I know that's something big for you, for Dream Center, Insomnia. Like that's like every trance, tech house, house, progressive trance DJ's dream to be at Drain Step. Not everybody can go there, man.
Yeah, man. This is actually my second time with Dream State.
Look at
Which
that.
my first time was at 2017 in EDC Orlando. I played EDC Orlando at with Ali and Fila, Grum, Alex Stefano, Simon Patterson. It was a phenomenal lineup. It was actually the last time that they did the Dream State on such a big, massive, tent. Then they moved it to a smaller place. It was, but still, it was a good experience. And this is actually first time. After that one, this is actually my second time with Dream State. It's going to be in Orlando. It's going to be at the Vanguard. So I'm excited.
That's
I'm
good,
excited for
man.
that.
Congratulations on that one, man.
Thank you, brother.
I'm sorry, man. It's the reason I'm actually dissecting you with your record label, because you're actually the first person that I've ever talked that's literally in a record label that knows the ins and outs. And I just want my audience to know what goes inside the brain. It's not always that, when you're sending some music to them, they don't listen to you. Is that it's like what you said. You have like a gazillion bunch of demos every day, and you had to go through them to see whether it's good or bad or whatnot,
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could get that many, but I do get a couple. So it's not as hard because we're not, like a huge record label. Hopefully we get there one day. But I do get a few tracks and I do listen to every single one of them. There's some great ones, there's some shitty ones, but obviously, like you're gonna get that, but there's obviously I'm still learning a lot as being a label owner, the ins and outs. I'm still doing my baby steps here.
Okay.
I'm excited to be learning, all the ins and outs of that. Like there's a lot of things that they still need to get done. Again, we have been we've been only 4 months since we launched this.
And how's the traffic? How's the traffic in there? Like the following, the viewership, the streaming.
We got a couple sales. We getting obviously nothing major. But it's just for people to buy the tracks and people to play it. And we got Spotify rolling. When it comes to people adding our music to Spotify playlists and people actually streaming that stuff.
Right.
It's fun. It's great. It's a good feeling. So like I said, it's just been a difficult road right now, especially since the COVID situation and our music right now. It's very difficult to be heard because nobody's gigging, nobody's touring.
Yeah. So if there's nobody touring, nobody's playing your songs, and nobody will know about it.
The best that it's gonna happen is you're gonna end up on a mixed monthly thing or like a live stream. But once you play that once you make it on that live stream, your song is not gonna get repeated again. in another live stream. It's very likely it's not gonna happen because as a DJ, you try to always play new stuff. You try not to repeat the same music.
Yeah.
So unless it's your own. However, like I tell the boys, like every track that we released, now in a year from now, when things get back to normal, we're still gonna be new music because it's not the same when you play this track here in Miami and play it in New York, play it at a fucking EDC Vegas, or play it in Tomorrowland, or play it, or whatever. That's when you really expose your music because you're gonna get people recording that track. They're gonna play in a very different number of cities. It's not the same as playing it on the live stream. This is just my personal opinion. Because your live stream music is not gonna get repeated. It's not. It's very likely not. If it gets repeated, you're lucky. But you have to make sure every DJ plays your track on a live stream, and it's highly not gonna happen because, like I said, a lot of these DJs are all in the studio making bangers this entire time, and trust me, they're gonna showcase a lot of their label stuff. They're gonna showcase a lot of their own stuff, and then, and there's only and live streaming, bro. I was doing live stream I was doing live stream before COVID on Sundays, before we even got shut down.
I remember you used to do a lot in Facebook. I always,
exactly. And
I always see that on Facebook. Yeah.
And then Facebook became like a huge thing. Oh, you cannot fucking because of royalty. Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah.
So then Twitch became the thing, and I was doing live streams all the way until my last one, which was in August. And then after August, I just took a month break to work on music to finish a bunch of tracks that I needed to finish. I just never started again. And I stopped live streaming because it got so into, because I finished one track and jumped to the other one and do a remix and then doing this, and then work started getting piled up and fuck, bro, I'm never gonna do live streaming again. Fuck it,
Yeah.
And obviously I'm not saying never, but I mean, eventually I was gonna do live streams today. It's funny that today I want to do a live stream, but yeah, man. I mean, I just think that is that situation with the label.
So, as a record label owner, what have been some of the things that are very challenging for you as you were coming up?
For the record label, I mean, it just, as of right now, being able to get the tracks, obviously, to get played, like I said, it's just been difficult to get. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of guys that have been playing our stuff, but it's just, you wish it could be more. But since there's really nobody gigging, it's just like it's just hard to put that track in front of that playlist for every DJ that you want them to play. So and again, how do you get that how do those tracks really get that exposure? It's by when you play it on festivals, like a lot of these DJs that go before you or after you, and they're listening to your set, you played that track of yours from your label, from like whatever, like shit, like. And you see this person in 6 months and you play it again, because it's your shit, your stuff, they're like, oh shit. So, like they start seeing your own work and what's coming out from your camp. So that's how I feel like it's been like it's the most successful thing, because again, live streaming is the only thing right now that is really, 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 really exposing new music.
Now, when you sign into your artist, for when you say I want to sign you to my label, or I want to sign you your song into my label, is there like a 20-page long of you to sign in, or is that like keep it short, simple, and straight to the point? This is how much you're gonna get.
So, I mean, in my case, it's very simple. The contract is done basically with the distributor. The splits with the distributor, it's already set always. And then obviously with the artists, or how many artists are in the group. If it's a duo, obviously the split at half, and then obviously the label always keep a percentage. So as a distributor, and there's always a small.
What's the percentage between each of the label, distributor, and the artist?
In my case, is 35 artists, 35 label, and 30 distributor.
35, 35, basically.
Yes, 35, and 30.
Wow, you're being very reasonable. I'll be saying you.
I mean, that's just like, again, that is just how I want to do this. Because I mean, there's a lot of artists out there, that I mean, and at the end of the day, I'm not like, I haven't seen the again, I'm not a huge label. I'm not a big label. I just started it,
Hmm.
So I don't depend on this as my main income. I'm just doing this for the love of music and for the exposure
Right.
of our music and the guys that I work with, So I want them to, to feel comfortable. Again, thank God, I have a job that sustains me. Then that I have to rely on music, which I would love to live off music, of like my own stuff and stuff, but it's just, at the moment right now, we're just working on getting, our label up there with
Yeah.
our music, with our guys and all that stuff. So that's the percentage split that I have, and it just, again, if we can only cover the expenses for the label, I'm happy with that. And that's it, I'm not into, right now, I'm not thinking like how I'm going to make money off of this,
Hmm.
because obviously I'm still learning the process of how the label works
Hmm.
and all that stuff, which is, it's been fun. It's a fun thing.
That's actually pretty good because I'm coming from experience. I've showed you once. I was in your house and I showed you, dude, look at all these pages I have to sign and read just for them to say it's okay for you to release my song. And this is how much I'm getting. I've had contracts in which I'm getting 50-50, which is like, all right, perfect. That's
Yeah.
every artist's dreams. Always get the 50-50. And then
Yeah, no,
there's
there's some big contracts out there. I mean, I have a release coming out next week. I have two releases. I have one on Friday, and I have one on the 21st. The 21st is on my label, and then which is the seventh release, and then the one before, the 18 on Friday, it's coming out on Solar
Solar
Stones.
Storm. That's your song.
Yeah, that's an
Yeah.
original, and then the one on my label is also an original. For Solar Sun, the contract was obviously a little bit different, obviously a little bit more intense. But I obviously, I was happy with it. It's a big label, so it's way different than my contract when it comes to signing a track. So which I don't mind. At the end of the day, like I said it, I just want the music to be out there and to be heard and to be signed on any label that supports and loves the music.
If you don't mind me asking, who's your distributor?
I use Proton.
Pro who?
Proton.
Profound.
No, Proton.
Propound.
No,
Proton.
no. Proton, yeah.
Proton. Okay. All right. That's something that I might look into it if I ever want to release music on myself,
Yeah,
because
it's sound system Proton. That's it.
Sound System Proton. Okay. Yeah, because like I have like a shitload of sessions that I always want to release the songs, because it's like, man, I don't want this to be outdated. I don't want this to be in the shovel or in la gaveta. I want this to
Yeah.
be out there, because just get it out, because that's what I like. Like, if nobody likes it, fuck it. But if I want to do it, I want to do it right. I want to do it on a distributor that I can rely on, that I know can help me do the job. I'm gonna go shift it a little bit on the marketing side. How are you able to be marketing your record label, even with these times that we're facing?
I mean, right now that's a subject that we've been battling, my boy, my partner, my label partner, and myself, because right now, we're on the fence on how to market this music. We try to keep everything very organic
Mm-hmm.
because of again, I want to spend money on each track, but to what extent and how much effective is going to be, since you know there's no shows. The only cities that are open are like it's probably Miami, Orlando, Tampa, like a couple cities in Mexico, and everything else is like very limited. Very, very limited. And like, so the DJ world right now, I don't see in this, and especially a lot of DJs that don't have any income. Most of them, like, they live on gigs. Like they're not gonna go there and like, oh, let me buy this track. So I rather just put that marketing into when it comes to put it on hold for now, and just try. Don't get me wrong, I spray a little bit, a couple $100 here and there, but I rather just work on the infrastructure
Right.
of the label,
Yeah.
instead of just making sure like everything is, the marketing, the look on the label, the website, which we're building it up again. making it good and sexy. So when this basically starts to fade away, you start seeing more positive side around the world. Like we're gonna start dumping heavy into each track, even if the track is a year old. It's gonna still be new music for everybody. Because nobody's been playing it. And I don't see live streams. Yeah, live stream is cool. But again, you're not gonna repeat my track the following week or the following day. So I'd rather just hold off into that, because we don't know where we're gonna be tomorrow, especially with everything that is happening. We could be shut down again. And obviously that money could be helpful for a cushion for
Right.
whatever situation we get into. So it's a discussion that is happening right now when it comes to the marketing side of the label.
And you guys are using social media as part of the marketing tool to push your
Yeah,
songs
we
and
use
whatnot.
we use I mean, when it comes to like heavy marketing, when it comes to like the business,
Mhm.
obviously we I do all that. When it comes to buy ads, Instagram marketing, like paid ads and Google ads and all that stuff.
Is that very
Uh,
effective for you guys in the long run?
I mean, it's been okay. For our shows is great.
Hmm.
For the music, it's getting plays. It gets plays and here and there. So however, I like I said, for the record label right now, it's just so early for us in the game, and we're still exploring. We're still learning from it. We've been keeping it very, very, very organic and locally for all our guys. Like we create events. We send it to our friends. Like yo, play it on Spotify, buy our tracks. Support this, and that. We're still testing the waters when it comes to that. Again, I
Hmm.
don't have full knowledge on how to run a label, but I'm learning day by day with my partner and exploring, and looking how things, develop on a record label. So I mean, again, it's just a journey right now.
Okay. I got a few more questions and we can end this now. Very easy. What has been your greatest accomplishment up to now?
Oof.
Because I know you got a bunch. I know you've achieved greatness in all shapes and corners. But what has let me make it easier for you. Which one of these accomplishments was the most proudest moment of your life that you were so happy and so excited that you're like, damn, I did it.
In life, in general, becoming a father.
That's beautiful.
That is the proudest thing, when it comes to personal and in everything, right? Because
Yeah.
everything that I do is obviously for the well-being of myself and my family and stuff, and but like my biggest accomplishment is being able, to be a dad. Beautiful girl. It's her name is Sariana. So but when it comes professionally, as far as a business, I mean, I just feel like every day is an accomplishment. Every day, I try to beat the day, to own the day. Even if it's a small win or a big win, it's a win. There's a lot of proud moments. That especially when it comes to music,
Yeah.
and is being able to put out music on and have guys like like guys that you look up to, legends in the dance music, to play your music and shout you out. That is huge. It's feeling right here, right here in your chest and your stomach. Like it's just like it's a weird, beautiful thing. But again, accomplishment. It's been quite a few. That I'm proud of. But again, if you will ask me, I think my biggest one has to be
Being the father.
that being a father, man. It's just a
Yeah.
beautiful thing every day. Like the innocence is just kills you, melts you. So that has to be my biggest accomplishment.
I like that. That's very genuine from someone because I actually tend to ask this to certain people about what is your greatest accomplishments. I remember DJ LS. I give him this same question and his answer was like being able to marry the most beautiful woman in the world. And I was like,
That's awesome.
that's awesome because I'm not trying to do this. This question is not a question about trying to make you look bad and see, let's see what are your priorities on all this like that. No, it's a genuine question because I want to hear your genuine answer of what you consider your life in. Like what are your priorities in life? And when people give me answers like those, that's when I see the real you. Like I can see it, man. And that's like one thing that people cannot appreciate or get close to understand that, you know. So
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you answering that, man. And it's very
Thank you,
beautiful,
man.
man. And I hope nothing but the best for your little one, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man.
I just wish your little one doesn't follow daddy's steps, man. She cannot be a promoter. No, 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 no.
No, 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 no. She's gonna be a soccer superstar. She's gonna be the next Alex Morgan, bro. I'll make sure of
Boom.
that.
Now we're talking stuff. Now we're talking. Get
Yeah,
it.
man.
Uh,
She's gonna. I'm gonna be her manager.
there you go. There you
I'm
go.
gonna live watching soccer for her. That's it.
That's what's up. Now we're talking. Get it.
Yes,
So,
sir.
2 more questions. What are you cooking right now, and what are you trying to hope to accomplish?
Oof. All right.
If it's something very secretive, you don't have to say. Just say,
No, not at
you
all.
know.
I don't keep secrets. I mean, I speak my mind.
Mm,
Well, accomplish right now is number one. Obviously, my main goal right now is to stay super healthy as much as possible. I've been on a
amen.
mission for the past 9 months on eating phenomenal. I've lost
Mhm.
45 plus pounds. I've been at probably one of the best shapes ever been in my life. And I'm gonna continue that journey. That's one of my main things that I'm gonna be doing. On the music side and the business side is obviously, I want to build 2 more brands. One more, well, probably one more brand that I'm still brainstorming and putting ideas together when it comes to event brands. Like for example, Forbidden Kingdom was
Yeah.
one. I want to build a second one. It's going to be more related to the music that I make.
Trendy, progressive,
Well,
stuff
more
like
like
that.
progressive melodic techno.
Yeah.
That type of vibe.
Yeah.
And then that's one of the things that I'm going to be cooking for 2021. It's just ideas, And then as far as the music side, I have working on a remix. Well, actually, I did 2 remixes. One of them is I did it for Gabriel and Dresden.
Yeah.
And huge fan of them. Always been a huge fan of Gabriel and Dresden. They're huge legends for me. Like, I love those guys. Love Dave. Dave Dresden, great person. A huge supporter of the stuff that I've been sending to him. And hopefully that remix gets approved. And if it does get approved, it will be released on Anjuna Beats, which is a humongous label.
Woo!
I love that the work that throughout the years that they have, So I'm a huge fan of the label, huge fan of Gabriel Dresden. That's remix has been out. It's actually been getting played by a couple guys. It's not officially signed, but it's getting supported. Another one is that I just recently finished was for Paul Thomas, which is for Ali Afila's label UV, which is the progressive side of the label.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I got this original coming out, 2 originals coming out next week, and I have another one that I just finished as well. It just got played out by Grum last week on his monthly Deep State mix. And a couple guys have been asking for it, which is Kreider as well as one of them.
Kreider
Messaged me, I believe, a couple weeks ago. I sent it to him. He really loved it. So hopefully, he supported it,
Damn.
It's hopefully, in the music side, I've been working like a madman. I'm building a new computer now because I got tired of Macs. I'm done with them. I love my Mac, but it's only so much you can do when it comes to, plugins and stuff,
right.
And I have it right here on the floor, I'm building it, hopefully I get some parts delivered by today and Monday, Tuesday. And I get that one rolling, So I'm happy. I'm excited for that. And then yeah, for 2021, like I said, it's stay healthy. Keep working on the business and the label and music and the concepts that I want to build. And yeah, man. I mean, those are like the things that I got cooking. Nothing too special, but it's just special for me.
That's good to hear, man. And welcome to the PC side, man.
Oh man.
I got
It took me a while. It took me a while, brother. But the one who got me like into it was my label partner. His name is Jocks. His duo is called Rue Noir. They just released last week the first track on the label. Great guys. He actually convinced me that you need to go to PC. You need to go. Mind you, he's always been on Mac as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment he went on PC, like brother, everything you can think of.
Oh, absolutely.
Everything.
Absolutely.
So fuck it, let's go for it.
I'm telling you, because I did the same thing. I switched to the dark side. I got myself a Razer.
Actually, mine is a Razer.
Huh?
Mine is a Razer.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's gonna be Razer. Razer. What's the name of the? Fuck. I'll tell you right now. I have the specs right here.
Welcome to the Razer team. That's what's up.
Yeah, it's I don't have it here. I don't have the specs, but it's a really good one.
I got a Razer mouse and a Razer headphones.
Oh, nice.
So I'm already talking with them to work with the affiliate program, so they can send me some stuff and I could just like sponsor them, and then I get a percentage out of them. Because
nice.
I actually I love the Razer. Mine's a laptop Razer, but I built that Razer. So it's a 15-inch blade stealth with a.
You mean Razer? Hold on, I'm confusing the name. I need Ryzen. I think it's
Is it the one with the snake icon, like the one I have?
Bro, I've gone through so much stuff with building this computer that I don't even know what I have anymore. It was an Intel 7 first, and it was an Intel 9. Then it changed because this one was better. It's a PC.
Yeah, it's a PC.
It's a monster.
It's a monster.
Because when I sat down with my cousin builds computers for a living, and then Manny does, and then also my other little cousin that I have, that he's actually left to Colombia yesterday. So I told him, look, man, I want to build a Lamborghini when it comes to computers. Okay, so what's the budget here? What do I need to spend to build a Lamborghini? Oof. I want a Bentley. I want a fucking the top of the line. All right. So when he did it, holy shit, that's expensive. Let's go a little bit more you're getting too excited, bro. I'm not trying to fucking tap into the NASA or the government. I need something, music. That's it. All right, cool, no problem. So I just spent a couple, like almost $2,000, which is it got me something really, really good. So. It's not done yet, so I'll be able to let you know if it fits what I need. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Well, mine is actually the laptop version, and it has 2 hard drives. One of them is a 2 terabyte fusion drive, and the other one is a 256 solid state drive. So I do all my programs and my softwares and all my editings in there in that solid state drive, and all my storage in the 2 terabytes, and it has a 16 gigabyte RAM that I can upgrade it to 32. And now I'm starting to think I need a 32 chip to install this to go faster, and it supports 4K as well. So PC is the way, man. I was with you on the Mac Pro version. That was my life until Mac decided to be assholes and be like, no. Everything has to be soldered. You can't change chips. You can't do anything. This is how it's gonna cost, and this is how it's gonna be, bro.
Man, I've gone through so many Macs, bro. That this is the last one that I have, bro. I mean, I love it. It's but it's just after 5 years, you gotta spend like $3,000.
Yeah, new one. Exactly.
And it's just fuck, man. Do the math. I've got no lie to you, no bullshit. I think I've gone through 8 or 9 already. Ever since I've been on Macs, and it's just it's not cheap, man. It's not fucking cheap.
No.
And I got to the point you know what? I'm done with this. That's it. I'm gonna have a good Mac. to work, whatever, to have my shit on the road, you know. Gonna have my regular stuff, my Ableton Live, here and there to just kind of have it on the road.
Yeah.
But my main monster is gonna be stay at home, and it has to be a PC because I'm not gonna willing to just buy. No, not gonna happen. So if anything, if I upgrade something apart. That's it, done.
Yeah, that's it.
So
You don't have to upgrade yourself with a brand new computer.
yeah, man.
And with this, what I hate about the Macs is because I have the same situation. I got this Mac, this Pro 13.
Yeah.
This is the reason why I hate Macs to the point. Because of this, the USB-C ports. Like, we haven't advanced enough that we're supporting this. Like, and now you're forcing everybody to buy adapters for people who uses USBs, external hard drives, like extra shit.
I have 3 adapters that go into my computer.
Exactly.
One of this one of that one, and then the other one is another adapter to plug in my speakers.
My speakers, the other audio interface, your hard drive, your keyboard. Like, look at all the shit that you're spending on just that. And not only do you spend like two grand on the laptop, no, you gotta spend like a couple of $100 more because of adapters and bull crap.
It's insane.
No.
It's insane.
That's why I'm like you on this part. Like, I use the Mac I got all my notes and I write out all my stuff from here, and that's as far as it can go, man. Anything else, like, fuck you. I'll do all my editing and right here in this piece. Like, nah.
You're right about that.
Yeah, man. Final question. Let's just say that you go back in time, you meet yourself. Let's say you were 13 or 14. When was it that you started DJing? 15, 16?
A little bit less, probably like 13, 14.
Okay.
Probably.
So let's just go back to the 13. You go back in time. You meet yourself when you were 13 years younger. What advice would you give to to your 13-year-old before he's doing this start to just
buy Bitcoin? Just kidding. No, I mean, what advice? I mean, I just feel like, obviously there's always things you can change in the past. Always. Obviously, personal stuff, business moves, family, it's a lot of things that, you can go back. There's obviously, I would love to change a lot of things in my past, humongous things, like things that I could have avoid, and, like hurting people, disrespecting people, bad moments, bad businesses, so obviously, I personally think that, I will obviously tell myself from that time to you just keep following your dreams, follow your dreams, but be, the thing is, like one of the things that I keep telling, my label partner, I keep telling him, he's a young kid, very young, he's 20 years old. This guy is amazing. This guy is great. He's great. He's a good kid, but obviously, it only takes one bad person outside of you to influence you to do stupid shit,
Yeah.
So I never had anybody, and I didn't have an older brother, to guide me, to tell me how to do things or to pave the way, especially in the music industry, like I've done to him, So I've actually told him, look, you got to do this, you got to do that, do this the right way, don't, you don't need to go fucking put yourself on missions, because tomorrow it's a big day. We have this show. We need to, get the artworks done for this. We need to release this. We need to there's no need for you to put yourself like I put myself out there.
Yeah.
My times back then, it was, a kid that, that he had all the privileges on the nightlife scene at such an early age and getting paid fat checks, but obviously spending double what he was earning. It wasn't, I learned the hard way. I will make, $2,000 on a show or $3,000 and I will spend $5,000, money that I didn't even have, So obviously I learned the hard way, destroying cars, got arrested one time, it's just a lot of things, that I couldn't avoid. So obviously, if I could go back in that time, I'll be obviously, pave my way into something more positive that it will leave me in a positive, position within myself, not more like financially stable, because obviously, financials it could go wrong or bad or whatever, but more
Mhm.
in a to be at peace with me, being able to avoid this because this is gonna let you to have people don't like you that much because you're gonna be they're not gonna there's people out there that they're not gonna understand the message you're gonna deliver. So try
Right.
to say things this way, do these things the right way, or this way, so they can actually understand, both point of views. So I will still give them the advice to continue to face the same problems that I have, but obviously execute them differently to be able to, be at peace, because peace is one thing, bro, that I know will never change, being able not to be stressed and this and that, like, oh, just do things differently, bro. Work smart, not hard, man.
That's actually pretty good, man. And I conclude with that. I absolutely agree with everything you have said up to now, man. And if I have to go back in time, I will just tell myself, like, persevere, man. Don't stop. Just
100%.
don't.
That's what I said, man. Continue your dreams, bro.
Yeah.
I've always been a dreamer. I dream of things, and when I put my mind into something, I don't stop until I reach what I want to reach, or So I will give them the same advice of me from the past, and obviously with some tips, how to, because it doesn't make any sense to go to the past and show you everything, because then again, what's the fun of it? Just the advice, because it's one thing, going to the past and, predict your future. The one thing is to go to the past and just advise you so you can, figure it out and learn. Because if you're going to say, hey, play these lotto numbers on this day because you're going to become a millionaire, all right, cool. You're going to wait for the fucking day. You're not going to have the intrigue. You're not going to have, what's called life,
Right.
So that's my advice for me. Continue your dreams, but try to like be more at peace with yourself in certain aspects, so you don't create differences with certain people and like this and that and blah 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 blah. Obviously be nicer. You know, be nicer to the people that matter.
Yeah.
That have you've heard in the past, and try to avoid that. So there's a different outcome in your life. So yeah.
I like that, man. I like that. Thank you so much for coming in for the episode, man. I
Thank you for having me, brother.
No, man, thank you. Like it was very insightful. It was very open. I've learned so much from you, and I learned your perspective of all the things that has ever come to you, man. And that's always something that many people do not understand. And that's why we got all these indifferences, This is why we need to learn how to understand each other, Because take filling in my shoes, this is what happened, you know?
Correct.
So thank you for coming in, man. And before we go, is there anything you want to plug yourself out? Any upcoming shows? Any upcoming songs? Just put out your social medias. Just put it out there right now, man.
Well, one thing is, number one, thank you for having me. It's always good to talk to old friends,
Yes.
and happy for what you're doing. I think this is great.
Thank you.
You get to actually be able to, express a lot of things, and say a lot of things about yourself and about what's going on with the scene, what's going on in life, what's going on within yourself, and vice versa. It's great. I mean, just everybody stay safe, man. That's all I gotta say. Like, we're in this together, and I just can't wait to get back. Well, I'm already back in business working. Thank God. Thank you, DeSantis.
You.
Love you.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, the only thing I gotta say, whoever's listening right now, hopefully a lot of you guys are listening and tuned in. Just be safe, man. Things are, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm pretty sure you guys do it as well. Take care of your old ones, take care of your family. At the end of the day, it's all you have. People come and go. Family over everything. Tomorrow you don't know where you're gonna be. So try to take care of your family. Hug them, love hard, and that's it. That's all you got to do. And you can always catch me on Instagram at Luccio DJ. Hit me up, send me a message, let's chat, and yeah, and just stay up tuned with all the news that I got coming up. If you love my music, if you love everything that I do, the shows that we produce at Treehouse Miami, Forbidden Kingdom, because yeah, I would love to see you guys there.
Well, thank you so much, man. Thank you, Lucho, for all this. Thank you guys for listening. And every week is a brand new episode with a brand new topic. So be sure to like and subscribe for your weekly episodes at the Lone Wolv Podcast for SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and of course the YouTube channel at lonewolfpod.com. That's lonewolfpod.com, where you can check all my latest episodes. Comment down below. Let us know what you experienced. Let us know what you guys think about this. If you guys got on a topic, you can always hit us up. You can always hit me up at Wolves and Music. You can always hit Luccio at Luccio DJ, right?
Luccio DJ on Instagram. It's a little bit different, a different platform.
All right.
I didn't get lucky with the names, but that's me.
That's fine. It's easy for people. Much more easier than mine, So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys at the next one. Deuces.